that's enough of that. I'm very proud of you, but we have to go through with what we first decided.
Mr. Page told me about changing the plea. You can't plead guilty to murder, Mum. You could be in here for years.
There's no options, love.
But there are. Look, I've been to see this new solicitor bloke. Now, he's a bit more expensive than Mr. Page, but I've got a good job lined up.
Oh, but Peter, you're not thinking of giving up your studies?
Well, I can't stay here. I mean, not now that you need me.
Peter, giving up university isn't going to help me.
Well, you've gone through hell because of me. And it's about time that I started doing something for you, don't you think?
No, darling, it won't help.
Look, Mum, no arguments, please. I've made up my mind, OK? Look, I've got to go. The solicitor guy said he'd see me this afternoon, OK?
But...
I'll be back tomorrow and I'll let you know what happened.
Oh, Peter, we've got to talk about this.
Just keep a smile in the cookie jar for me, OK? I love you, Mum. I love you. Just take care, OK?
I'll be back as soon as I've taken him to reception.
Mrs. Morris, please, could you come back here? It's urgent. Mrs. Morris. Mrs. Morris, could I speak to Peter again, please?
Well, you've really already had your visit.
Oh, but it's very important, and I promise I won't keep him long, please.
Very well.
Now, listen. I want you to listen very carefully to what I have to say. Now, if you give up university...
Mum, we've just...
Look, please, listen to me. If you throw away university, you'll be throwing away everything I've always dreamed of for you. Now, I put up with your father all those years because I knew that alone I could never give you such an opportunity. Now, I want you to have a decent and fulfilled life, not grow old and bitter because you're not what you could have been.
I know that means
Now, Peter, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Now, I want you to go back to university and I want you to continue with your studies until all this is resolved one way or the other.
But that could take...
No, Peter, no buts. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, and if you come here again before the trial, I'll refuse to see you. Do you understand? Now, you go home, and you do as your mother tells you.
All right, Poco, me old china. After the one-handed cut comes 52 big up. Surprise, surprise. G'day, Jess, how are you? Oh, very thrilled to see you too, dear. Have an accident? No, thanks, I just had one. Bloody hell, don't shut the door. Screws will think we're up to something. I beg your pardon? These new ones are all the same. They're bloody hopeless. You seen Chook anywhere? I haven't seen her for ages and I've got heaps to tell her.
What's going on?
Well, have you or haven't you? I mean, she has to be here somewhere. It's not as if she could have nipped out just for a packet of bickies.
You silly little cow. You're as high as a kite.
Quit shoving, will you? I can look after myself.
Doesn't look like it to me. Mabel leaves you alone for 2 minutes and you feel yourself so full of dope you couldn't get out of the way of your own shadow, let alone the police or that maniac that's after you.
I'll go and make some coffee, shall I?
Double strength. Now, look here, my girl. From now on, you do exactly as you're told, or you'll end up back in Wentworth so fast your head'll spin.
But you couldn't. They'd kill me.
Oh, don't worry. They know you're not the lagger. In fact, the way you're headed, I'd be doing you a big favour. Are you listening, Lexi? No more drugs.
Oh, give it a rest, will you? What do you expect if you go dumping me in a bloody brothel? The place is run on the things.
Not in my day, they weren't. And if that house was mine, the girl who gave you that stuff would be out the door in 2 seconds flat. This is your first and final warning. I'll get you out of the country with a new name and a new job. But unless you toe the line right smartly, I will personally hand you over to the police. Do we understand each other?
Yeah.
Oh, you're wasting a top day, Nance. The girls are having a ball outside.
Oh, I just wanted to be by myself for a while.
You're breaking the new first commandment. Thou shalt not mope around Wentworth.
I told Peter not to come anymore.
But you were busting to see him.
Well, he was going to give it all up. He studies everything, and I couldn't let him, not on my account.
Mustn't have been easy, eh? You know, Nance, I always figured there was two ways of looking at things. Like when I first came in here, being cut off from the Conquerors made me as down as a rider in the Nullarbor with 2 flat tyres and no bloody petrol. Then you woke me up to the fact that I've got another club in here. That's what I meant last night about adjusting. You've got to turn things around, make them work for you, not against you.
Thank you.
Now, what do you say to splashing your face and coming outside and joining me and the girls? And if that Barbie doll's got her act together, we'll all be flying by the time.
You're the new top dog, Connors.
Yeah, well, rumour also has it that things are going to be a lot more fun around here from now on, Miss Ferguson.
Not if I've got any say in it, they won't. Still, it suits me to have a chronic no-hoper like yourself in charge.
Yeah, well, as one no-hoper to another, what's the chance of getting some tennis balls for outside? I mean, we were promised them
Pick them
last
up from
week,
the duty officer on your way out.
Beauty. It shouldn't take you too long. Oh, look, I should warn you. Giuseppe's a little, eccentric, but he's the best passport man around. Now, have you got the money?
Yes.
And his address?
Yes, dear, all safely tucked away in here.
Good, right, Charlie. Well, give him my love, and if you have any difficulty, you give me a call.
Oh, will do. Cheers.
Bye. Well, that's all underway. We should have you out of the country in no time. You feeling better, dear? Look, I know this isn't easy for you, but simple common courtesy costs you nothing. And if we're going to
I feel bloody awful. Satisfied?
Yes, well, I suppose it's only to be expected. Hey, I didn't tell you how come I got released so early, did I? It's quite a story.
Don't bother, I'm not interested.
Really? Well, I'm losing interest in you two pretty bloody quickly. We'll talk again when you're less obnoxious.
Stupid cow.
You make me proud of you. Keep it going. That's right.
Spencer! Valdana, what are you doing?
I never thought the freaking go-rec period's nearly finished.
I wish we knew what to expect.
I told you, tennis balls. Should be coming over any tick of the clock now. Come on, girls, I told you to keep it going. Geez, you lot wouldn't even know how to catch a cold, you buggers. That's it, quick, grab it, Nancy. OK, girls, keep it going. I told you to get your bums out of neutral. Don't just play with it, hide it.
Where?
Grab it, Nancy, there's another one. Down your boobs or something, I don't care. I told you we'd